I was a parent and a teacher told me, hey, we're going to take this test in March and your child might fail, but they might pass, but they're guaranteed to fail or pass. I'll be like, what is that? So when I think about the bell curve, I think about this idea that um, whoever takes this test, there's going to be somebody that's not going to pass. And that just inherently feels like an inequitable experience, because why do you design a test for a student to fail? What do we think students lose when learning in a classroom just becomes test prep? I think the one thing I was thinking about is, this idea that school is a human experience. And when you don't bring that human experience into the classroom because you are so hell-bent, for lack of a better way to say this, on, making sure that you get the material so students, feel prepared for this test that they're going to take in a couple of months. It's a disservice. They spend the majority of their time with us, during the week, and they don't get a human experience, or the human experience that will help them be more well-rounded in the way that they, interact and exist in the environment. So
I think my push here though would be like, when you do the front end labor around like building relationships, around like curating a particular space, I think you have more room to move more urgent and still affirm their humanity, etc. I think that people don't on the front end build the belief, like we talked about in our last episode, in students, and build a space that is conducive to them being like, I'm going to take risks, I want to lock in, and they intrinsically want to lock in because of the space you've created.
I also think that's a high level skill set that we don't see that, in the way of like training teachers, like professional development. And so, I think there is an opportunity for, us as educators to think about, if we know that we want to train teachers to be, to teach in a human-centered way, what does that look like, where, we can have a, high pace, we are moving, we are learning lesson without it becoming so punitive.
And so it's like, in order for me to create a space where my student feels safe to be their most authentic selves, I have to be my most authentic self. And so it's easier for me to do that with kids and then them feel safe to be their selves and us do the hard work authentically. Whereas if I am a person that was deeply insecure and I wore that on my sleeve everywhere I went, it's going to be a lot harder for me to encourage the trait of authenticity in other students if I don't have it in myself. Which is why it's like, yes, mindset work, but also reflective work around like, what is the baggage I'm bringing to this space?